Welcome everybody to the Zero Torque Racing League. Final race to the fight for the round of 4 here at Daytona. We're watching qualifying Austin Norris in that Ford Mustang through 1 and 2. And yet again, we're trying this scoring pylon as of late has not been cooperating. I'm not sure why. Right now, Austin Norris through 1 and 2. See Mark Chasm, Frank Chavez. What can Austin Norris do to start off the qualifying here tonight? Austin Norris puts it P1 currently. I mean, all of y'all can't see that because the scoring pylon for some reason is just, I don't know what's been up with it. It's just been really finicky. And this thing has just not been working for me. I apologize. It's been 30 minutes. I've been messing with this thing since like an hour before. This thing will not work. I don't know why. Right now, Austin Norris is your current pole sitter. Dean Howard, Mark Chasm. The others to set a lap when Mark Chasm, Frank Chavez are looking and tracking to be better. Dean Howard in the Sunoco machine. Frank Chavez on provisional pole. Mark Chasm slots it in P2. Here's Stephen Blevins, a super speedway ace. He almost won Talladega earlier in the season. Robert Tester, a championship contender. Akari Wright, another playoff driver. Frank Chavez still on provisional pole as it sits right now. Here we are watching Akari Wright through turns 3 and 4. He'll come to the start-finish line trying to get up to speed. He'll go to the bottom of the racetrack now. Robert Tester now on provisional pole. And Stephen Blevins, the super speedway driver we all thought could be a factor tonight. He is P2 currently. Akari Wright through turns 1 and 2, however. And there's been a development, though. Carson Youngblood and Dustin Rogerson have forfeited their fighting and their chance at a title tonight. So that has given way to new life to some guys. We don't see we see Eric Johnson. Oh, we do see Eric Johnson. Okay. Eric Johnson is in the session. He will be a contender tonight. Robert Tester, Akari Wright, Drew Kuhn, Jason Septo, Terry Litwiller. Those are the guys we're going to watch tonight to see who will be in the final 4 out of those 6. The other 2 we're not in. Oh, Stephen Blevins on pole. Blevins has taken provisional pole. So a very good and sporty lap from Stephen Blevins. There is finally the pylon. Finally getting up to speed, and you can see it there. It is tight at the front half of the field right here. And here is Drew Kuhn. Not in the Toyota camp tonight. A Ford driver driving the Ryan Blaney-esque paint scheme as Akari Wright is purple on this second lap. Can Akari Wright put it on pole to put himself in the best position tonight to go chase and capture a title? Off of corner number 4, coming to the start-finish line. What can he do? Akari Wright does not improve. It looked like it was a really good second lap, but the lap times, they don't lie at the end of the day, and it was not sporty enough to fight for pole. Here is Drew Kuhn. But different lane running. Here's Jason Steptoe, the man who almost won the opening race at Daytona. Drew Kuhn through 1 and 2. He'll crawl down the back straightaway with all the speed in the world. Jason Steptoe down the backstretch in that race machine. Watch him go to the start-finish line. Look at these race cars compared to all of us people in the stands flying by as he crosses the start-finish line. Into pole, Drew Kuhn, top of the timing charts. He'll beat out Stephen Blevins, and on pole at the moment is the man who's trying to advance to the Final Four. Drew Kuhn on pole position. And here is Jason Steptoe. He wants to take it away from him. The only car on the racetrack aside from Drew Kuhn. It looks like the first lap is the money lap for everyone. So what can Steptoe do? He's a little higher down the back straightaway than Kuhn was. Can that carry more momentum into 3? Trying to use as little wheel as possible. Can Jason Steptoe put himself in the fight to advance into the playoffs, into the Final Four? What can he do in qualifying? Steptoe to the start-finish line. His 50 Chevrolet for the first lap will slot in P6. Not what he was looking for. The good thing tonight, not a big field if you're a title contender, but that could come with the costs of if you have a bad night, or if your competitors have a bad night, you might not just have a, you know, if he wrecks out, he's only a few spots behind you, right? And that's the worry of having a small field size. He wrecks out, finishes 12th, and you finish, say, 9th in the running order, and there's 10 cars left, then, well, I mean, he still might beat you off the playoff points, like a Robert Tester, right? Robert Tester has 26 playoff points. Compare that to Jason Steptoe's 2, or Terry Litwiller's none. So it's going to take a lot for Terry Litwiller to make it in over Robert Tester. So I think Robert Tester is a for sure lock tonight. Akari Wright 17, Eric Johnson with 12. Those 3 are in a much better position above the cut line, right? So the last car in right now, though, is Drew Kuhn. He is 4 above Jason Steptoe and 6 above Terry Litwiller. There is Jason Steptoe. Joshua Siegfried in this race, so good to see Joshua. We haven't seen him for a few weeks now. Qualifying. No one else on the racetrack, though. Unfortunately to see, we don't see anyone else on the racetrack, which is unfortunate.
Alrighty, guys. Looks like we got 85 laps, 70% fuel, 3 sets of tires, iRacing because of caution.
We look here at our sponsors, Bald Eagle Station, YouTube, 2430 Esports. I myself drive for them, and one of my teammates captured the win at Pocono last night. Sky Motorsports, W Energy, use code SQ187 at checkout for 10% off your order. The Zero Torque Racing League, the one series we all love and will love to watch and support. Luminary Concept, Tom's Tasty Taters, and Walleye Fish Sandwiches. As qualifying's wrapped up here in Florida. As the cars start to grid. Let's go through the starting lineup of tonight's final race before the final finale next weekend. Let's go through our starting lineup this evening. Of course, these guys are not going to cooperate in grid. Wait for the rest of the cars to get gridded up here so we can go through our starting lineup. But you see Drew Kuhn puts himself on pole position. A great night tonight so far for the number 12. The first race where he won't be a Toyota driver. He'll be a Ford Mustang in this race tonight. You see Stephen Blevins in an interesting looking paint scheme tonight. very opaque. I'm not sure what the color. It's very odd. Looks like the shading or something isn't quite right on the 52 car, or I'm just, you know, I updated Drayton Paint, so it's very interesting to see that. Either way, Stephen Blevins, excuse me, put his 52 Ford Mustang P2 on the timing charts. Man, he was on an absolute roll at Talladega Super Speedway. I thought he was going to lock himself in. And what a story it would have been if Stephen Blevins would have went to victory lane there. It was so close. And we see Aaron Longworth, a man who is very good at the Super Speedway races earlier in the year. He is in the field tonight. Same with his brother in the 7. Samuel Longworth in the 7 car. The two Sharons start at the back. David P. Sharon and Dave Sharon as the cars are all gridded. Drew Kuhn, your pole sitter for tonight's evening's race. Then we have Stephen Blevins on the outside front row. Robert Tester in 3rd, a man who is looked to be a lock for the championship tonight as long as nothing bad happens. If I'm Robert Tester, I'm just going to try and stay out of trouble. Jason Steptoe, a playoff contender, trying to make it in to the final 4. Other drivers forfeit, so he has a shot. Frank Chavez, one of the best qualifying efforts he's had all year. He starts in 6th. Akari Wright in 5th. Mark Kazan will start 7th. Dean Howard will start 8th. 9th will be Austin Norris. Aaron Longworth will round out your top 10, and that 42 Aaron's Chevrolet. Joshua Siegfried will start 11th. Eric Johnson will start 12th. Or excuse me, those are flip-flopped. And we have Samuel Longworth, Terry Litwiller, 13th and 14th. In the final row of the grid, out of 16-car field tonight, the two Sharons, David and Dave. So we look at the field tonight. Who are the ones to watch? You have to watch Robert Tester. I know he doesn't have the teammates, the big numbers that he usually has. He just has Siegfried tonight. And Eric Johnson instead of Youngblood and Dustin Rogerson. But nonetheless, he is, and he doesn't have Jim Treat as well. So we're missing a lot of the zero torque guys. Nonetheless, though, Drew Kuhn will start on pole. The final race to make the championship for tonight starts in just a few short moments. As the field slowly crawls through turns 3 and 4, we are ready to go 85 laps at Daytona. 16 cars, 1 winner tonight. Who captures the checkered flag? Pace car is going to pull off once they get a little past pit road. The starter has the green flag in hand. Pace car pulls off. The final race before the championship fight. Green flag in the air. Even rows start from both the inside and outside lane. A little more organized on the inside lane. You see more cars bunched up together, but Steptoe giving an absolute shove to Stephen Blevins on the outside. They want the track position early, but you gotta think it's a very long super speedway race. Don't take unnecessary risks. And Stephen Blevins starting to surge ahead down the back straightaway. Who leads lap 1? Looks like it's going to be Drew Kuhn in the 12. No, not quite. Stephen Blevins going to edge him out on lap 1. Lap 1 goes to the outside pole sitter. And that 50 car is giving him one heck of a push. And so good. Oh, and there goes Jason Steptoe. Jason Steptoe hard to the outside wall. We see more cars pile it off into turns 1 and 2. Big crash, lap 2. Not clear, Jason Steptoe. And when you're fighting for a title, it's just, it's an inexplicable move in the point position that he's in. Hopefully not too many cars tore up here, but for such an early incident, let's take a look at it here. And you can see clear as, oh, yeah, it looks like a little net code. Let's take a little bit further back and let's get the view of Jason Steptoe here. He's following Stephen Blevins into the corner. Blevins goes to the bottom here. He's clear of the 12, and Jason tries to go with him, but, I mean, there is definitely a bunch of net code there, but he was going to clear himself either way. I'm not sure where the 50 was going. 22 Robert Tester, the wise move to go to the apron here. And you see the guys behind him. They just can't get checked up in time. Frank Chavez gets in it. Joshua Siegfried, I don't think really too much damage for really anyone else but the 50 car. Oh, Austin Norris just barely gets involved in that. 13 should be... Oh, and Siegfried locks it down. Frank Chavez is going to have pretty hard damage. Same with Joshua Siegfried. Probably 3-4 cars with pretty hard damage. But the most damage is going to be Jason Steptoe. And such an aggressive move for lap 2 of the race. There's no points on the line right here. We're not at the end of a stage, and he's revving her up off on pit road here. Don't see Joshua Siegfried as well on the racetrack. That's disappointing. That's just really disappointing to see a crash that takes out a lot of guys on lap 2. I don't see the purpose in that, and I don't see the purpose in pushing the issue like that. I understand fighting position. I 100% understand that. But it needs to get better, and that's an issue that, as Drew Kuhn and a bunch of the field comes down pit road right here. Some to get most likely top off on fuel. Stephen Blevins, who took the race lead with the help of Jason Steptoe. He won't get the help of Jason Steptoe for most likely the rest of the race. That car looks killed. I don't see Joshua Siegfried on the racetrack at all, so I would assume he has parked it behind the wall. Didn't look like heavy hits there. He might have reset the car, and he might be getting towed there. Nonetheless, a caution. First caution of the evening. Really early tonight, and that takes out a title contender of Jason Steptoe. I mean, just a guy trying to fight for the championship and just clear. Not clear on the inside there. A lot of net code, not gonna lie, the Drew Kuhn net code, that was a good few feet that he got net coded, but either way, coming down the racetrack, I mean, just lap 2 of the race. A lot of racing left, like I said, and we already have a caution. We're wadding them up in the second lap, and we don't have a big field anyway, so I'm not sure what we were doing there. And I get it, and we've all had those. Frank Chavez looks like the damage isn't too very good for Frank Chavez there. Austin Norris neither is having. I assume Dean Howard doesn't have too much damage as well. Jason Steptoe and Joshua Siegfried look like got the brunt of it, so we might see just 2 cars really done tonight. Hopefully Dean Howard can get back out there on the lead lap and be able to contend tonight. Looks really good in practice. Dean Howard did. He was up in the top 5, top 3 in practice. Unfortunate. It's very frustrating as a fan and as a guy up here. We want to see these guys race, and a caution so early that takes out. And Dean Howard does get away. So good to see Dean out there. Does have some crinkled up front end still, so the car is completely fixed as long as he stays with the draft. No biggie. But we take 2 cars out already, lap 2. The crash just didn't need to happen, unfortunately. Nonetheless, we'll get the base lights off most likely right here. We'll go double file. Tester, the outside of Stephen Blevins. And Tester did a good job. He saw his title hopes possibly go away there. Didn't want to give him up so early. We'll take Jason Steptoe out of the chance of making the Final 4 now. He's made heavy contact with the outside wall. Blake Hewlett, you see a guy that we usually see every week tonight. He's not here. He's converting his setup to a triple monitor setup. So, unfortunate Blake isn't going to race tonight. He's usually one of the guys who's up here. Tonight, he's getting that setup improved, and we can't hate him as we see those 2 on the left-hand side of your pylon. Steptoe and Siegfried are out of this race. So 16 become 14. Unfortunately, Dean Howard does still have some damage. It is what it is. It is what it is, and that's just the product of super speedway racing. Wrecks can happen at any time. But if you wanted to go race for a title like Kentucky, I mean, this was the race, and you thought maybe some patience being shown tonight would have shown it. But I get it. It's a very aggressive. You got to take any chance you get. I mean, points are on the line. Nonetheless, we're going to get back going here. Stephen Blevins in that Ford Mustang. He's out front right now. Pace car is going to pull off here. The field is going to be under discretion of Stephen Blevins. Blevins is going to lead them to the Geico restart zone. Green flag back in the racetrack. Blevins with a blistering start, but the inside lanes all crinkled up, really spread apart. That top lane's a lot more stuck together. As long as they stay together, they'll have a big run off of corner number 2. Blevins, if he wants to keep the race lead, he's going to have to go up there and block that. That lane is already there. Big time run. Aaron Longworth pushing the 22 of Tester. The momentum down the back straightaway. Blevins in that gray 52 Ford Mustang out front at Daytona. It just looks so quick. Akari Wright, that inside lane got formed up in Super 7. He was on the outside, bailed on his brother, and Robert Tester goes to the inside lane. Blevins 52 looks like a rocket ship out there pulling car lengths on the number 1. Robert Tester's going to get him at the line there. Maybe the fields realize, hey, it's lap 7 of the race and we still have a stage break, so maybe we should calm down a little bit. But Robert Tester, he wants to go lead this race. He does not want to. If he gets a stage where he's basically locked in, it's very. Ooh, it's Aaron Longworth all up the back bumper, squarely on the 22. Dean Howard off the pace in the back. He does have severe damage, unfortunately. He's 6 seconds off the pace already. He's hoping for a quick and yellow to get him back in this race. We see the battle for the lead. Not much of a battle anymore. Stephen Blevins off of corner number 4. He has taken the race lead firmly from Robert Tester. Akari Wright in tow with Drew Kuhn behind him. And you see Austin Norris in that Ford. Will he drop down with him? No, but Longworth will drop with the 7 of Samuel Longworth. So the Longworth brothers locked up here at Daytona as Drew Kuhn goes to the outside lane. Austin Norris been committed to the 22's rear bumper as Drew Kuhn jumps to the outside, trying to roll momentum, but only 3 cars up there compared to 4, and then a big pack of cars behind them. Whoa, big jump to the 12 of Drew Kuhn. Drew Kuhn gonna side draft the 42 real hard into turn 3. You might realize this lane's not going anywhere. He might have to bail on Robert Tester. He doesn't. He stays loyal to the 22. But there goes Austin Norris right on by for 5th place. Never mind. Austin Norris to the outside of the 42. He's trying to get some track position. He's to the outside of the 7 as well. But will those other Fords go with him of the 12 and the 22 on the Chevrolets of Longworths? They won't. They're going to leave that 57 all high and dry. And get back here, back to the 18 of Eric Johnson, so we'll be able to slot back in there in 7th. As Stephen Blevins and Akari Wright have solidly cemented themselves in the 1-2 position. Here comes Drew Kuhn back to the outside. Now, here's the thing. If you're Drew Kuhn, you need more than just Robert Tester to do that. And you just showed Austin Norris here. You're not going to help him, so why should he help you? He'll probably just go to the inside and not help these 2 Ford Mustangs because they didn't help him. 10 laps into this race, and we've already seen 2 cars out of it. Dean Howard down pit road again, trying to fix this car up. He's going to go a lap down, unfortunately. That's unfortunate. He was really good in practice, and that is just no luck at all. Lap 2 incident. Quite unfortunate for Dean Howard. He still sits down pit road. And Stephen Blevins has cemented himself as maybe the early car to beat 10 laps into the event. The 52 just looks like he's a rocket ship out here as Austin Norris has cleared those 2 Fords again. Will they help him this time? They've gotten to the outside of the 42. They're almost to the quarter panel of the 7 of Samuel Longworth, but there they are. There's those Fords lining up in the outside lane. They need to just stay committed to each other and trust in each other. Seems like the 12 and the 57 are not sure if they want to work with each other. And there you go. They're not committed. The 57 gets shuffled out. Austin Norris going to lose some more ground. It seems like the 12 is a good lead car. The 57 seems like he's a good pusher, or he's a good follow car, not a great lead car as the field is single file for the first 13 throughout the pack. Dean Howard down the road, and there goes the 12 and the 22 to the outside lane, trying to get something to work right here. There's no help though. Austin Norris is like, I'm not helping you guys. You guys don't help me, so I'm not helping you. And with just 2 cars, it's hard to beat 5. And they're not even be able to stick together. That's just not enough momentum, and they might get freight trained here. Eric Johnson's in left 22, and it looks like got a pretty big gap to Team Eric Johnson. Eric Johnson's just trying to chase the title. He don't want to worry about this. Not his prerogative. Aaron Longworth disappearing a good amount. Could be an issue for later on in this race. Also, Samuels has some connection issues. Not trying to call him out or anything, but his internet's doing pretty good tonight. So one of the Longworth's internet improved. The other one disapproved. Went backwards in time. It's all right. We all have the internet issues. That's sometimes ridiculous, especially a bit more secluded area. No providers are out there. I feel the pain. As Tester just cannot. Oh, there we go. This is the 57. Big run. And the 12 is going to go with them, maybe. He's side by side with the 7 of Samuel Longworth. And those Fords are with him. You see those other Fords of Akari Wright and Stephen Blevins. And Drew Kuhn leaves the 57 out the job. I don't quite get it. They just keep doing the same battle where they shuffle Austin Norris out. Austin Norris doesn't help them. As Norris is going to get a big old shove from the 18. There they go. They're trying to get hooked up. Yeah, it's just 2-car tandem over the next-gen car. Especially with the aero update they did a while back. And there they go. This is just a accordion. They'll spit out the 57. The 57 will get right back around them because they're stuck on the outside because they want the 57 to help them. But why should the 57 help them? He's got nothing to lose. Usually a Toyota driver either, so he can't even say manufacturer. I know he's a Ford tonight. Usually he runs a Toyota scheme or a manufacturer car. So, ooh, the Longworth's looking to jump out right here. Ooh, that was tight entering turn 3. Drew Kuhn tried to slam the door. Austin Norris said, "You're not clear, buddy." And he's going to fight it real hard with the 12. That killed their momentum, though. You saw how much time they lost. To both the Longworths and Wright and Blevins, they lost a good amount of time. They're right back to them, obviously. But if you got to think about that later in the race, you can't do that. If you're the 12 or the 57. Mainly 12. When you pinch guys like that, people lift, you lift, everyone's squirrely, hoping the one wrecks, so it kills momentum. All the lap cars are in this pack right here. Stephen Blevins out in front here. A checkered flag tonight. And whoa, there goes Akari Wright to the outside. Austin Norris on the outside as well. Akari Wright thought better of it. Norris all by himself. Now he's putting a big side draft on the 42 and the 7. And he's sucking him back somehow. What a side draft. The 42 is going to go up and try to side draft him. All the side drafting. And what a run for the 57. All by his lonesome. Wright going to block the 7 now. They're all going to stack up right here. Austin Norris with the power move all by himself on the outside lane. There's no help. The 12 just does not want to work with the 57 whatsoever. I just don't get it. I mean, that could have been probably go to the lead. One of them could have went to the lead. And the 57 would get shuffled out again. So a little further back here. He's laying back getting these big runs. I'm not sure if he's maybe just saving fuel a good amount or what, but really hanging back a lot. Stephen Blevins has led, I think every lap of this race. Aside from the one that maybe Robert Tester led him at the restart. Whoa! And the 21. Whoa, way below the yellow line now. He might lose the draft. He's pretty far back there. He's about 4/10 behind Frank. Yeah, he'll be okay. Big moment, though, for the 21. Green flag pit cycle should probably be around 30-something laps of the fuel tank. 30 to 37. So around that area, I'm going to assume, with these cars, with their fuel saving. We get a stage break at lap 50, I believe. So, points on the line. Stephen Blevins he's not really here for points. He's just here for a race win. Akari Wright, though, is trying to race for a title next week at Kentucky, and now Steptoe might be out. That might be one guy less you have to worry about. Terry Litwiller is still in this race. I mean, he's below the cut line. Now, everyone else that entered this race is still here, so you could still miss out. And you don't want to be the one guy who's left in this race fighting for the title who misses out. As Dean Howard looks like he's finally going to be able to leave pit road. Going to be a bunch of laps down, probably like 9. He'll go 10 down this time, unfortunately for doing that. It just sucks to see. You hate to see guys get taken out like that, but he is the one bright spot of it all. Is there's no other cars a lap down any caution. He will get the free pass. Hopefully he can get in this lead pack here. I think he might just cycle in the lead pack. So, a 14-car pack. Helps the momentum, helps everything to see more cars out here. There's Dean. Oh my God, he's a little slow. They're not going to let him up the track either. Well, they kind of did in the back. The front did not. Being a little too nice was Dean Howard. He gave him all room. But he is not 10 laps down. I get it. He definitely needs to drive the car. Stephen Blevins out front. And Austin Norris, Robert Tester, and the 12 of Drew Kuhn continue to just do the same song and dance we've seen for like 15 laps. And whoa, the 21 looking outside. Just kind of maybe gauging the runs he can get. Dave Sharon, a little further ahead. Ahead of Frank Chavez. Stephen Blevins is continuing to lead this race. Akari Wright's giving him one heck of a push down the back straightaway. Entering turn 3, we're going to see right on here. Fly on by. Spectator in the stands, high above the racetrack. Watch them fly by the start-finish line. Stephen Blevins has been really dominant. This 52 car, really good in qualifying, qualified in the front row. And he's just looked perfect all race long. Drew Kuhn was the pole sitter. He's still in the top 5, however. But man, Stephen Blevins, as it stands, seems to be the dominant car. But Akari Wright has been a good pusher and a good teammate. Not a teammate, but a good helping friend, right? A good guy to work with for this race so far. We come to the start-finish line, still side by side with Austin Norris and Robert Tester. These guys just won't stop. It's going to go to the end of the race, and they're all going to wad them up, watch. So you see that Callaway Ford Mustang. It's got a good amount of momentum for no help on the outside lane. That 52 Ford silver car is just an odd scheme. It's very... It's like the shading's not right, or maybe it's just a certain paint scheme. I see the Shelby. I think that's a Shelby logo on the left quarter panel. It's hard to see. I like the design. Wish it was a bit more easy to see the design. Under the lights, it's very hard, but once you kind of get the light glow off the car, you can kind of see it. The Tootsie's number 1 car, though, man, that thing's looking sharp. The Red Bull number 7 of Samuel Longworth, slotting in 3rd. Aaron Longworth, his brother, right behind him. That Aaron's. The Aaron driving the Aaron's Chevrolet. That's the same, spelled the same and everything. Very, very cool. Drew Kuhn in the advanced, or the Pinnacle Wraps. Ooh, nice. I love seeing the Pinnacle Wrap cars. They're so cool. The Pinnacle Wraps, 12 Ford Mustang. You see Robert Tester, Menards 22. Always running the Team Penske machines. Austin Norris in 7th. The Callaway 57. First time running Ford this season, I believe. Spot behind him, and the Pinnacle Wraps 18 looks like Kyle Busch's Mars Toyota Camry. He slots in 8th place right here. Terry Litwiller in the I have no idea. Beauty Rest Black 69 Chevrolet. The GCN Toyota Camry of Mark Kazan. Mark Kazan's a very sneaky good super speedway driver I would watch for him tonight. See Dave Sharon, that Moon Pie number 4 machine, looking good out here in the racetrack. That Moon Pie Ford, always looking sharp. Frank Chavez in the 13 Chevrolet Monster Energy machine. 12 in the final car in the lead lap. The final car in the pack, the number 21 of David P. Sharon, the Havoline 21 car. That is all your drivers through the field as Stephen Blevins continues to lead this race. The field's starting to really get strung out here. Very strung out. Oh, when we get to green flag pit cycles, made it halfway through the stage already, but when we get to green flag pit cycles, your whole goal, obviously you want to get on pit road without a penalty. You want to get off pit road as quick as possible. So no tires most likely will be the call. At least you're under green. I would assume under yellow you take tires because why not? Longworth have been in third and fourth the whole race. Not a lot of movement since the start of the stage here. Been a very calm before the storm-esque kind of race. We saw the early wreck on lap 2. Took out 3 of our competitors, or 2 out of the race. 1 is 10 laps down, and Dean Howard in the Sunoco number 8 machine. Didn't shout him out either. Dean Howard, unfortunately, man. I mean, there's nothing he did wrong. Just gets piled up in someone else's mess. Lap 2 of the race. Just unfortunate for Dean. See Drew Kuhn in the back there getting an absolute monster of a shove, and man, Drew Kuhn said, I don't want that anymore, man. I'm trying to go chase a Final 4 spot. You can just have it. Austin Norris in the Callaway 57 up again to 5th place. Dump to the outside. I don't think the 12's going to go with him. Ooh, almost contact with the Aaron's 42 machine. That was tied off corner number 4. There you see it. First car on pit road, David P. Sharon, all by himself. I don't like that. A little racy up front, so David P. Sharon, that's lap 26. He's on, he'll be on lap 27. Once he crosses the line, he'll pull down pit road. I would assume it's just a splash of gas and go, no tires. No, he's taking right sides. Maybe just right side tires. Yep, just right side tires and some gas. I don't mind that call. I like that call. It's a pretty good call. Here comes the lead pack. Do we see any more takers? No. Yeah, going alone is an interesting call. Not even the 4 car went with him. It's going to be a caution comes out. I mean, he's going to be caution came out right now. He'd cycle to the race lead, but it's asking a lot as the 57's to the outside of Aaron Longworth yet again. And he's going to have to slot back in line. This field is really, really spread out. The 21 all the way up the racetrack does not even try to fight to stay on the lead lap at all. He is well off the pace, to be fair. That's a good time to slide down and try to get some draft off the 22. Just way up the track, not trying to slot in at all. Nah, I think he'll slot in right here. Yeah, he'll slot in here. Try to at least. Sees the 4 behind him. Frank Chavez has lost the draft. I'm not sure why Frank has lost the draft. It's odd. See Frank Chavez no longer in the main pack. 4 seconds off the race lead, and even the 4 cars was pretty far back there for a second. 21 has managed to stay with the lead pack, though, however. Not sure. 21's just going to let the 4 by. David P. Sharon to the outside lane. And there we see some green flag pit stops. There we go. Stephen Blevins, your race leader. Oh, that was really hot down pit road. That one looked really fast. Hopefully no speeding. 57 looking pretty quick on pit road as well. Could see some penalties here. Hopefully no penalties, but man, that looked really close. And now Drew Kuhn has taken the race lead. He did pit on that lap 2 caution. So it shouldn't be too much longer before we see this 12 car and the rest of these guys make their way to pit road. The 21 has already made his green flag pit stop. We see everyone off pit road. Looks like no penalties on speeding. As here comes Drew Kuhn. These guys are really orderly. I like this. They're going to gain a lot of time. Really pushing hard now are these drivers. There's Stephen Blevins. These guys are really orderly as well, too. But they cannot race, and this is what I'm talking about. Austin Norris to the outside of the one of Akari right. Yeah, racing right here is just not the call. It's slowing everyone up. You want to make as much time as possible. This is killing this lane. Oh, my gosh. The 57 side drafting hard in the 42. Now the one's going to push him. Oh, my Lord. This is killing time. These four guys need to get single file, and they have Dean Howard ahead. That would be a 5-car pack. They could be pushing so hard. I'm just at a loss. And there goes the 8 up to the outside lane. So Austin Norris. And as we see pit stop, here comes the race leaders. Oh, Drew Kuhn is really slamming on the brakes there. Almost spinning out, entering pit road. Austin Norris, the lead car, who has pit so far. Blevins behind him. Longworth. See, Samuel Longworth did not have a good pit cycle. Neither did the 4 of David P. Sharon. Back there with Frank Chavez. Drew Kuhn on pit road still. We'll see how long they take on pit. I would assume they're just going to fill her all the way up. There's Eric Johnson. Maybe not. Eric Johnson really early off pit road. It's the strategy. What do you want? Do you want stage points? Do you want track position later in the race? It's up to you as a driver on what you want. But those guys who are on the apron of the racetrack, they're going to get past definitely right now. They are not going to have the speed on this apron to hold off these drivers. So Austin Norris and Stephen Blevins, great job on and off pit road. Even with the side-by-side racing, there is time in the bag. But one driver took probably a lot less fuel or no tires, and Eric Johnson is really far ahead in the race lead, about 2 seconds, but no help in the draft. He's going to get ran down by these top 4, and the 8 of Dean Howard really quickly. And Drew Kuhn still on pit road, so it looks like Drew Kuhn might have gotten a speeding penalty in a 40-second hold. Unfortunately for Drew Kuhn, mistakes like that just cannot happen. Luckily, there's only no other cars 1 lap down, and I don't think anyone else will go a lap down for the end of the stage. So he should be okay, but Eric Johnson's going to be a sitting duck here. This 18 Toyota Camry is going to be 10, 15 mile an hour slower down the back straightaway. Here comes Austin Norris. Here comes Stephen Blevins. Here comes Aaron Longworth. Akari Wright, Dean Howard. Dean Howard could race his way to 9 laps down here, and that could help him out. I mean, honestly, every lap could count. Could see a good amount of yellows at the end, so keep racing your way up. And poor Dean Howard gets left out high and dry. He did all that work to help these guys out, and look what it get him. Look what it got him. Austin Norris to the race lead. The dominant Stephen Blevins right behind him. Aaron Longworth is in the top 4, finishing the entire race. Akari Wright 4th. 5th is Eric Johnson. Tester back here in 6th. Mark Kazin, Terry Litwiller, Samuel Longworth, Dave Sharon, last car in the top 10. Frank Chavez and David P. Sharon and Drew Kuhn. 45 seconds off. He's going to go out now before the end of the stage. Every other playoff contending driver getting stage points. That is not good for the 12 of Drew Kuhn, who looked to be easy in the top 10, at least getting 10th or 9th in the stage at the bare minimum, as Eric Johnson looking to the outside. Dean Howard's going to probably go with him. He will. Dean's trying to get as many laps back as he can. All this racing side by side could bring in Tester, Litwiller, and Mark Kazin, as Kazin's actually had him. Kazin's not on the racetrack. For some reason, Mark Kazin's not on our scoring pylon. Not sure if that's just a... He doesn't look to be on the racetrack at all. Look at that. They're going to catch Drew Kuhn. Probably the worst spot if you're the race leader of Austin Norris. You go to the outside. Big old side draft to the outside of the 12. You've been battling all race. And Mark Kazan is still not being scored. Looks like it might have been a connection issue. That is unfortunate. Losing cars. There's Johnson. What a great job getting through traffic there. He gets ahead of Blevins, Longworth, and Wright. Even with Tester and Litwiller all up each other's bumpers, just not much doing there. Norris right here is continuing to lead this race. Austin Norris leading the most laps. Really of the season for this 57 car. Having a great race. Mark Kazan's continuing to not be on the racetrack on the scoring pylon, unfortunately. And there goes Eric Johnson. Drew Kuhn to the outside. Drew Kuhn just does not like working in the 57 car. And there goes Johnson to the race lead down the backstretch, entering 3. Car right, all these lead lap cars have formed up. Drew Kuhn's got to think, I got to get back in the lead lap. I mean, you can take the free pass, but I need to get back in the lead lap right now. If you're Drew Kuhn and they have a big run behind you and they go to the outside, you got to go with them. You just can't push this 18 car clear to get further back in the pack. It's going to be way, way harder to get back up through this field. Whoa, all squarely entering turn 1. 12 is giving that 18 fits, entering the corner, and he was giving himself fits with how big of a shove he was giving him. Big run. Here comes Austin Norris down the back straightaway. Little connection issue there for the 18 of Johnson. And here's Norris in second, right behind Drew Kuhn. Getting 12 to go in the stage. Blevins, the man who's dominated most of this race so far, back in 4th. Mark Kazan back on the racetrack. It looked like a connection issue. That sucks for Mark. 4 laps down probably. Hopefully Drew Kuhn can get back by here and he'll be on lead lap. Then Mark's been able to take at least one of the free passes. 3 down instead of 4. That's unfortunate for Mark. He's having a good run. Still in this race, hoping he gets just 4 yellows, right? We can definitely see that. But with such a small grid, I wouldn't bet my bottom dollar on it. 4-car pack back here. Samuel Longworth, the 2 Sharons, and Chavez. Chavez, the last car in the stage points paying position. There, Johnson continues to lead this race at Daytona Super Speedway. Daytona International Speedway. It is a super speedway, but that sounds a little goofy. So we entering turn 1 here. Down the back straight away. Look at these cars barreling down the back stretch. It shows you just how fast these cars are on this racetrack. They come barreling off of corner number 4. Look how close our digger is. Right there. The lap around this racetrack inside the car. Car right. Car right. Just being patient here. No reason to push the issue. Riding here in 3rd, and that's a lot of stage points. Pretty good amount of stage points to put yourself above the bubble. Let's do a crank it up segment. We don't do very many of those. Let's crank it up. Welcome back to Crank It Up segment. Always fun to hear these race cars. And look at the 12. Oh, up the rear bumper. Here comes Austin Norris to the outside. Does he have help? Yes, he does. Akari right with him. Blevins, Longworth, and looking like Dean Howard all to the outside. And there goes Austin Norris. He's got to take his friend with him, though. Norris was clear, too, and he's still clear. But he wants a friend, and Akari Wright's a good friend to have. He pushed the 52 the entire first run of the race, and he was able to hold the lead the entire time. But Johnson with a big shove. Norris would lead the lap. Johnson on the inside with the momentum. But here comes Akari Wright. Blevins on the outside with a big run. 7 to go in the stage. That time by. Stage points up for grabs. A stage win. Maybe a first stage win. And Austin Norris. Oh, big old side draft. Man, that was close. Longworth. A little blinky blink right there. Blevins to the outside. That's going to really help having that 52 car up there to help them out. And the one just cannot quite clear. Austin Norris side by side for the race lead at Daytona. We are over halfway in this race, and Austin Norris is side by side with Eric Johnson for the race lead. Johnson got at the line that time. Really even right here. Neither car has a third car in the lane, or neither lane has a third car to help. Outside giving a big shove, inside giving a big shove. No one has momentum. The 12 giving a bit better shove, and here comes Blevins. Big shove from the 8 of Dean Howard. Dean Howard getting ready. Oh, Dean Howard down pit road. Can't make it to the end of the stage, trying to get a lap back, hoping for a yellow. Lap for pit. Austin Norris giving a big old side draft to the 12 car. Just 2 cars, and you got 4 cars in the outside lane, and they're just so locked up, and there's your separation. The separation needed if you're Akari Wright and Austin Norris, but you have no help behind those 2. Yeah, the 52 and the 42 are just way too far back to really help. Norris side drafted himself entering 3 there. Side draft back the 18 in turns 1, or excuse me, 3. And now out of 4. Big side draft momentum. The 57 Callaway machine. Outside. Looks like he'll lead it at the start-finish line this time by. I mean, neither of these guys can clear the inside or outside lane. And Blevins and Longworth back here, maybe just trying, hoping that they all just wreck. Trying to be patient, knowing there's still a race win and race points at the end of this race. Here's Dean Howard. This is going to help him big time. Big draft off Dean Howard. For a second there, I thought Dean Howard was going to pull in front of him. Austin Norris is clear to the bottom. But he wants to help Akari Wright. You know he does, but man, that was tough. He did not want to do that, but Akari Wright was just losing ground. And now Austin Norris is going to be the one getting shoved big time. There's Aaron Longworth, maybe flipping the stage. Or he didn't put enough fuel in the car, either or. Down pit road, this is big, because if he goes a lap down, there's Drew Kuhn, and they could be battling for the free pass. Or Drew Kuhn could lose out on that battle. If he's stuck a lap down and if no caution comes out the final stage, then, well, he's kind of screwed. And there goes Eric Johnson to the outside. And Akari Wright gonna push Austin Norris. Drew Kuhn is not gonna be clear of Austin Norris. Eric Johnson way too far out in front. Big run from the 57 in the 1 car. 2 to go in the stage. There goes the 57 to the outside. Big old side draft from the 18 and the 57. No momentum from anyone here. Norris back to the lead. And here comes Johnson on the outside. Big run again. No help to the 57. Whoa, big block in the 12. Johnson, your race leader again, as we come to one lap. One lap to go on the stage. There goes Stephen Blevins down pit road. Trying to flip it for track position. Looks like the same thing Aaron Longworth did, and he's going to do that successfully. Big shove to Austin Norris on the outside. He's clear of the 18. And now can Austin Norris hold off the drivers behind him. Big block. And here comes the 18, another block. Whoa, it's tight. Entering turn 3, no help to the 57. The 12 went with the 18. Will the 12 be able to get back on the lead lap here? Will they have to take the free pass? It looks like it's going to be all Eric Johnson's stage win. Akari Wright peeling off to hit pit road. A lot of games being played here. Looks like Eric Johnson's going to win this stage.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Stage break is out. Eric Johnson is your stage winner. Austin Norris, valiant fight, but man, Drew Coon just does not want to work with him. He'll come home P2. Terry Litwiller, I think he finished 3rd in the stage. We're just going to have to check that all out, but wow. I mean, I don't know where Akari Wright's going to finish in the stage after pitting. Aaron Longworth and Stephen Blevins are not going to be ahead of this one car. Those cars are obviously going to stay out here. On lap 52 of 85. Race is going by pretty quickly. 18 of Eric Johnson cemented himself as a pretty good race car. Aaron Longworth, I think this is going to be a really smart play to get some track position back. There's Akari Wright. He's getting told to go behind the pace car. Now he'll get told to go by. He needs to let the 42 by. So he will be behind Stephen Blevins. He'll be behind... Oh, there's... I'm not sure what's going on here. Oh! The 7's out of gas, it looks like. Samuel Longworth looks like he's out of gas. He's getting a push from the 42. Whoa. That was tight on fuel. Oh, and under yellow! Aaron Longworth spun out. And he just beached himself. Oh my. Oh, he's good, he's good, he's good. Oh, wow. What is happening? Samuel Longworth looks like he's out of fuel trying to help his brother out as Aaron and might have just screwed himself. He'll stay out either way, so he'll get back on the lap, but he might lose out on that track position. Whoa, as the 21 got close to hitting. He's down pit road. I don't know what's going on. This is a craziness on pit road right here. This is the one of Akari Wright. I think he'll be the race leader. And he hopes he is. Aaron Longworth, I think, screwed himself, but he's not going to be the race leader anymore. He's going to lose all that track position that he would have gained because he spun out. Dean Howard will go back to 10 laps down. Terry Litwiller, the first car off pit road. Tester second, Blevins, Norris, Chavez, Sharon, David P. Sharon. Where is the 8? Oh, there's Eric Johnson. So Eric Johnson actually first off pit road. I didn't see that. There's Chavez, Sharon. Aaron Longworth is... Yeah, he's not going to get that. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. But will he be getting that track? I don't think he will. Car right down pit road. I'm not sure I'd get the call to come down before the stage breakdown. I don't know if maybe they got... Race control didn't like that. Hitting with like 1 to go in the stage or 2 to go. Let's see what's wrong with 1 or 2 I get, but 3 or 4, like Blevins did that fine. I think Blevins just took a lot less fuel and he's going to gain track position that way. Terry Litwiller's second off of pit road. You see a bit jumbled up field here. And Longworth pulled in pit road. Field not too far behind, so he needs to hurry that up. Then he just be a splash of gas and go. I think that's what it was, just splash of gas and go. Samuel Longworth in 12th. It was actually a lap down. Austin Norris, Stephen Blevins gonna top off on fuel here. Tight on making it here. And where are we at on the fuel window? Let's get our pit strategy. So we everyone at their longest. So we gotta get the spots out of the way here. 28 laps, 31 from Robert Tester is the longest we've seen anyone stretch it. And if they do that, well, that's right where we're going to go racing with 31 laps to go. So these guys, maybe not good to go on fuel to the end of the race, but they're going to have to put a lot less fuel in than the other drivers. That's much more time on pit road. Much less, excuse me. They could get out way ahead of them as we're 2 by 2 again. This could be big for Austin Norris and Stephen Blevins. The strategy games are looking really good. See the 21 trying to catch. Oh, squirrely on the apron there. There's Aaron Longworth trying to catch the field. Here we are. Eric Johnson, your race leader. Terry Litwiller on the outside. Man, if Terry Litwiller can make the Final Four, what a storyline that would be tonight. A checkered flag would grant that. It would be his first career win in the Zero Torque Racing League. Beating a guy who's been up front and winning races all year of Eric Johnson, Robert Tester. Dave Sharon has never won a Zero Torque Racing League race. Neither has a 13 of Chavez, Longworth. The other Sharon, Stephen Blevins has never won. Austin Norris has never won. Akari Wright has won. Won a multiple, actually. Be a lot of first-time winners if things went a certain way. Pace car is going to peel off. Eric Johnson, Terry Litwiller are going to enter the Geico restart zone. Maybe the final time tonight. Green flag back in the air. Good even jump from both lanes, but Terry Litwiller, not a lot of help from the 4 car. Litwiller will drop to the inside lane behind the 18. Dave Sharon immediately shuffled out. Here comes the 21 of David Sharon on the outside, going to help him out here. Litwiller trying to go inside. The 18 does not want to lead this race, and Terry Litwiller is going to go to the inside. He's like, thank you very much. I'll lead some laps at Daytona. To the race lead, Terry Litwiller entering 3. The 69 Chevrolet out front at Daytona. The 2 Sharons and the 7 of Longworth dropping back further in the field. Terry Litwiller entering turn 1. We're all single filed out again. If you're Longworth, if you're Mark Kazan, you're like, you guys need a wreck. If you're Mark Kazan, go up there and get 1 lap back. Go to 3 down. And that would really help your case out. So the 79 has nothing to lose here from being aggressive. On fuel, strategy, on the track, on every aspect. And through all the chaos, Frank Chavez on that restarts up to P3. What a job. Out front at Daytona, man. We've talked about Terry so much on how he's been so close so many times the last few weeks of picking up that first career win in the Zero Torque Racing League. And man, if tonight's the night, it would be the best night to do it. Locking yourself into the Final Four at Kentucky next week would be one hell of a storyline and one hell of a first win if you're the 69 of Terry Litwiller. The Black Beauty is trying to go to victory lane tonight as we click off lap 57 on to lap 58. Into that crucial into the 30s. We're into the 30 laps to go, under 30 laps to go here, so it is go time. You've seen the 4 and the 21 trying to get up to the front. 8th and 6th positions. They are going forward. The 7 of Longworth's going to jump up there to help them. A lot of these guys might be trying to conserve fuel, make their pit stop as short as possible, but man, if you can just go hog wild, and there goes the 79. They're going to get another car, a lap down car, trying to get back on the lead lap here. They're going to get another car, so they have 2 lap down cars in the front and the back, and you have the 2 lead lap cars sandwiched in the middle. But they're okay. They're going to get some track position either way, because there's the 79 side by side with the 3rd place car. Chavez, a big lift there, or a big moment. Not sure. Mark Kazan on the outside. A lot of speed. Top 11, 1.5 separating. That is all the cars on the lead lap. Dean Howard all the way back there, 10 laps down, but at the back of this pack. Everyone on the racetrack is all together. Lead lap, lap down, all together in this front pack. You seen those 3 cars back there, Norris, Blevins, and the car right? They're playing games with the fuel. I would look at them, if this stays green, look at these guys in the fuel situation. I think they're 100% in the best situation. And they might win just because of that. As long as they stay with the lead guys. Whoa, Mark Kazan, that was tight, entering the inside lane in front of Chavez and behind Tester. Could have been a big wreck if he wasn't clear. Either or both of them would have been even bigger. Either way, they all keep it clean. 7 in the fence there a little bit. Terry Litwiller is taking command of this race. Seems like a lot of guys just take command. No one wants to challenge anyone right now. Blevins led the first cycle. Eric Johnson led most. They split the second cycle with Austin Norris. So they both okay. Probably a little bit more leaning towards the 18 car, but not much. As the 2 Sharons continuing to try and get up there, man, but they just don't have any help. And Drew Kuhn back on the lead lap. He let Terry Litwiller go. Get a lot of stage points. Not quite sure where he finished in the stage exactly. I think at least 7th. At the high end, maybe 4th or 3rd. So, man, that could be huge points when you only came a few points ahead of him entering this race. Something we don't see tonight. We don't see Brian Matthews tonight either. That's unfortunate. He's a pretty good plate racer. Drew Kuhn entering this race only 6 points above. He's finished 7th. That's cutting only 2-point gap. He might have finished ahead of even that 3rd or 4th. I mean, he's ahead of him now on points, and he can finish a spot or 2 behind and still make the playoffs. Interesting here. How the points are going to shake up. Tester in second. Man was now the de facto, I think, title favorite along with Akari Wright. I think those 2 are probably your favorites. Johnson's up there. And the 4th guy is, I think, kind of the underdog either way, if it's Drew Kuhn or Terry Litwiller at this point. Kind of going up against David versus Goliath, I would say, in the last races. Position keeps blinking out. Excuse me. He's had a pretty good night tonight. Haven't seen him much recently, but good to see him back here at the high banks of Daytona. Had a great run earlier in the year. Excuse me. Oh my. Come out of nowhere. We looky here down the back straightaway here at the 69, the black. The Beauty Rest car. He is out front here at Daytona. Behind him, Robert Tester. And look who's coming to the front. The 4 of Dave Sharon. The 21 of David P. Sharon. The 52 of Stephen Blevins finally jumped outside. And look at that lane charge. And Moonpie 4. He's clear. He wants the 21 clear with him, though. 52 up there as well. Going to really help this case out. Having a fast car like that up on the outside lane. That GT, I think it's GT 500? Shelby? Yeah, I think it's a Shelby car. Ford Mustang. It's hard to see. I don't want to know what that scheme is, though. Making me very frustrated. Not knowing exactly what it is. You see the two sharing, slotting in, 5th and 6th to the inside lane. That's very good to see for them. And Tester, he's going to get shuffled out here. I don't think these guys want to lead. They're burning too much fuel. Mark Casden's like, okay, I'll take that lap back. And Frank Chavez like, okay, I'll take the race lead. Litwiller will lead at the line. But here comes Frank Chavez. Tester's going to slot in there, the 3rd or 4th car on the inside lane. Blevins on the outside. He has a bit more fuel than everyone else up here. You see back there Austin Norris, Akari Wright, driving their way to the front. Here comes Aaron Longworth up to P2. The first car in the lane in the train here. Well, he is not on the lead lap. He's just trying to get himself down to 3, which he has done. But Frank Chavez in P2 has Aaron Longworth, or P2 in the train, but P1 on the racetrack has Longworth right up his bumper. Blevins in 3rd. With the guys who he's worked with all race to 57 and 1. And they all go, those 3 cars I think are working together. I don't think any of them are teammates, but all of them are working together. And Austin Norris has had a night. This is the best, I think, complete race we've seen from him. Really great night tonight for him. Dean Howard racing is right in front. I just feel so bad for Dean, man. He has no luck. Dean Howard just has no luck, man. This guy just gets bad luck. Oh, fine. Dean Howard in the 8 Sunoco machine. Any week, any racetrack, does not matter. He's trying to get in line here. Frank Chavez out front, man. 20 to go. Whoa, Austin Norris pulled the other line. 19 to go this time. Getting to the closing moments of this race, we don't think anyone can make it to the end of this race unless there's some really big fuel saving. Eric Johnson, he's way off the pace right now. Back to this field, I don't see him making it on fuel. Oh, Frank Chavez got a little out of shape off of corner number 2. He's not clear. Oh, never mind, he's clear. Almost gave up the race lead. Aaron Longworth shoving him into corner number 3. He's disappearing on him. Now I thought that was going to be our 2nd or 3rd caution of the night. We've had 1 caution for incident. For Jason Steptoe early in this race. A little net code, a little aggression, and Steptoe unfortunately for himself and Joshua Siegfried out on lap 2. Ending their nights early. Put Dean Howard multiple laps down. The drivers either had connection issues with Mark Casden or fuel issues if you're the 7 of Samuel Longworth ran out of gas. That'll do it to you. Frank Chavez leading this race, coming to 17 laps to go. Mark Casden, I think, is just checking out right now because these guys are all trying to save gas. Everyone, the pack is separated a lot. An extreme amount, almost 2 seconds from the first car in the back to the last car. Over 2 seconds. So it's very, very spread out. You're seeing the different fuel games. They're all trying to play. Chavez out here leading laps right now. This has been a lot of fun storylines tonight to look at and watch. We'd love to see a first-time winner this evening. Frank Chavez could be that first time winner in the Monster Energy 13 car. There's Mark Casden down pit road. Aaron Longworth in tow, Stephen Blevins. Anyone in the top 4, every driver in the top 4 right now has never won a Zero Torque Racing League race. They have never gone to victory lane in this league. The first winner in this league is back in 5th with Akari Wright, and then you have to go back to 7th and Robert Tester. 10th for Eric Johnson. 3 guys who have won a race that are on the lead lap who are in contention for this race win. Right now, the guys who have not won a race yet are the guys looking that they can. Coming to 15 laps to go. Mark Kazan has an issue. He spins off of pit road. Does not draw the yellow. It's way off the racing line. Take a look at that. Gases are up. Oh man, he gassed her up a lot there. Wow. That's what guys usually spin out right there. There it is. Mark Kazan. Already 4 down. Most likely going to go 5 down. Aaron Longworth in 2nd. Stephen Blevins in 3rd. You're seeing this field's really packed up right now. Car right jumps to the outside. Wondering if we're going to see some pit stops here. Everyone's really slow. I think we're going to see some pit stops. Maybe everyone's just taking this really. I think we're going to see. This is a lot of slow, really spread out. That's weird. Kari Wright just took advantage of it all and went to the race lead. Norris went to 2nd. Chavez in 3rd, and Norris doesn't want 2nd. He wants the race lead to the outside of Kari Wright. Entering under 15. Oh man, the field has just really backed it down. All these fuel games, just really like a caution to get rid of these fuel games. You would think though, if you're like you're someone who is not in a championship fighting position, find some guys to go with you. Maybe the lap cars or somebody go with you right here. Pit and just go hard. Don't save so much gas. The field is 4 seconds apart. It's just really, really spread out. As Akari Wright's your race leader, Austin Norris, Frank Chavez, Stephen Blevins, Longworth. Whoa, that was tight right there. And then turn 1 with Mark Kazan. Johnson, you see Drew Kuhn in the 6th spot. Terry Litwiller in 8th. Tester, Sharon. The other Sharon has lost the draft, it looks like. He's about to. He might not, though, because they're all saving gas so much. A lot of fuel games going on right now. Not the most enjoyable super speedway racing, watching everyone just save gas. Dean Howard back to 9 laps down. Only needs 9 cautions to get back in the lead lap. And the whole field could wad him up here. Dean Howard wins the race. Wouldn't be too bad. I think Dean would be okay with that. It'd be an interesting way to win a race in the Sunoco number 8 machine. Blevins right here in 4th. I'll make that 5th almost, because here comes Aaron Longworth with a big old run. But look at this. I don't agree with this. This is saving way too much gas. They are off the pace. These top few guys who pit, coming to the 1 to go, they are lapping way, way faster right now. I'd love to see their lap times last time by. So last time by, well, let's see this time by. Kari Wright just ran a 47.63. Let's look back here at the number 12 car. A 50.63 and a 50.23 for these guys. They are 3 seconds slower a lap than these guys. And they still might not make it on fuel. I just don't see why. Come down per road and then do that. It's very spread out. And these guys could push for 11 laps and catch them, even when making a pit stop at this rate. Howard looks like he's going to pit here. What they need is get all 5 of these guys single file and just pushing. Dean Howard makes his way down pit road. Back to 7, almost 8 seconds for Drew Kuhn back there. Not as big of a gain as Aaron Longworth up to P3. 10 to go. Here at Daytona. Akari Wright leads down the back straightaway. Man, Drew Kuhn just lost like, what, half a second in that corner. It's insanity. If they just take a splash, obviously you're not going to take tires here. Just take a splash of fuel. They could, realistically, make a pit stop and still win this race. I mean, you only lose about 50 seconds. They're already at a 10-second gap almost. And then you know you're good on fuel. These guys, oh, there we go. Drew Kuhn down pit road. Drew Kuhn, Litwiller, Tester, Eric Johnson. The two Sharons will stay out, David and Dave. But here comes a lot. All 4 of the championship drivers looking to make it tonight. On Mark Kazan. All right, the only championship contender to not pit there as we hit 9 laps to go. Man, I don't understand the strategy then from these guys. Now they push, but then they're, 10 seconds back. There comes Longworth and Chavez down pit road. A pair of drivers. Would have liked to pit with the rest of the guys, I think. These guys. Let's see how their pit stop goes. They had such a big gap, though. And if you're these top 3, you might want to think about pitting here. Yeah, there's that pack ahead of them. 3 cars lined up. Drew Kuhn being the leader of that pack. And if you're Terry Litwiller, the cycle did not go your way. He's lost the draft for the main guys. He needs to be on track, Drew Kuhn. It just needs to happen. Even with a great stage finish, he needs to beat him. Akari Wright's still out on the racetrack. 7 laps to go. And that's just going to help these guys if they catch Terry Litwiller and Mark Kazan. Right? I mean, that's just going to help them out. These guys are so spread out. I mean, Chavez is ahead of them, too. I mean, look at this. Frank Chavez, Aaron Longworth made their pit stop. They're really spread apart. But they're way ahead of this pack. I mean, in 7 laps, they might not catch them. Akari Wright goes to the outside there for some reason. I think the battle for the wins between these 3 cars. Or maybe the 4 and the 21 if they have enough fuel, which I don't see how they would. Be one heck of a save job as we hit 6 laps to go. Could see a caution that completely changes this race. And wow, Terry Litwiller has caught these guys. Wow, that's big for his championship aspirations. I think Drew Kuhn will get help more from the 18 and the 22, though, when Litwiller will, unfortunately. Akari Wright continues to lead this race over Norris and Blevins. Blevins off of corner number 4. We're going to see 5 more times around here at Daytona. Dave Sharon has put a gap on his brother, David. About 2 seconds. Really backing it down is the 21, or maybe he's out of gas. Or he's just really backing her down. Akari Wright has lost the race lead. I thought these guys could have pit and came out with the race lead. Now I don't think they can. Now they're stuck, and I have to make it on fuel. Frank Chavez is 100% good on fuel. Drew Kuhn, though, is catching Frank Chavez and Aaron Longworth. The only hope if you're Frank is Aaron really holds them up, or at least tries to hold them up. These 5 guys are just going to fly by that 42. This is an opportunity, though, for Litwiller to maybe grab a spot or maybe get track position on Mark Kazan. If I'm Frank Chavez, I am making it difficult. Make that car wide as possible. This is for the win. Man, if Aaron Longworth and Frank Chavez were able to stay together, they would have won this race. If the guys in front can't make it on fuel. 100% would win this race. What does Frank Chavez do? Not much he can do. Side dropping his own as much as possible. Whoa, the 21 way slow on the outside. I think he's out of gas. There's Dave Sharon trying to make it, trying to stretch her on fuel. There's Drew Coonan, guys. He's got some help, though, with the 7 of Longworth, who's a lap down, so he'll have a bit of drafting help. Oh, no, he's not going to make it. He's going to pull pit side this time by for Dave Sharon. Couldn't go any longer. So can the front 3, or can Austin Norris get his first career win tonight? Litwiller gained a spot out of that. That's big for him. But he needs to go up there and pass Drew Kuhn. Racing. There's Litwiller. Goes to the outside. The 42 does not go with him, but the 13 says, I want to go win the race. And if these top 3 can't make it, that's the battle for the race win. 2 laps to go. Can anyone make it in the top 3, or are they all going to run out? We're going to find out. Austin Norris looking for his first career win. Stephen Blevins looking for his first career win. Akari Wright is going to lock himself in the championship for no matter what, as long as he stays up here in the top 5. Akari's had a great night tonight. Litwiller battling back here, trying to gain some spots. I think these cars are good. I think they're good on fuel. This is the battle for the race win. Who saved enough to fight for the race win? Norris is out, it looks like. He sputters off of 4. Blevins just flew by on the outside. White flag in the air for Stephen Blevins. Here comes Austin Norris, trying to come back at the race leader. Maybe it was just a stumble. I'm not sure if maybe he was even out of gas. Whoa, Akari Wright about wrecked himself off the front end. And here comes Austin Norris to the outside for the race lead. Thought he had help with Akari Wright. Never mind. Ooh, he's so close to clearing Blevins. Who's Akari work with here? They're side by side out front. Austin Norris off of 4. He's going to have big momentum. He just has to block the number 1 car. Coming to the start-finish line. Akari Wright on the outside. Can he steal one? Akari Wright wins at Daytona. Oh, man. The heartbreak for Austin Norris. And who gets in? Drew Kuhn beats Terry Litwiller. I think Terry Litwiller will not make the postseason any longer. Got a fight in a frenzy for 4th place there. That was the race win. Aaron Longworth would be your race winner. Akari Wright has won at Daytona. He goes back to back. And my oh my, Akari Wright is looking really strong right now, entering the final race of the season. Seeing Terry Litwiller, 7th place finish tonight. I don't know if that's enough. He did beat Eric Johnson, but Eric Johnson had a good amount of points on him. And he did finish ahead of him in the stage. I don't think he had 12 points on him entering the race, and he lost stage points. I don't think that's enough. Akari Wright, your race winner, everyone. Stephen Blevins is 2nd. Austin Norris. I mean, man, I got a feel for him. I think he ran out of gas at the line. I think that is what did him in. Didn't throw the greatest of blocks there at the end. Trying to hold off the 1 car. And they all ran out of gas. The 1, I don't think he'll be able to do a burnout. We're going to put the burnout meter on anyways. Let's see if he can do one. He's swinging that thing all over the place. What a win for Akari Wright to lock himself into the Final Four. The momentum, my oh my. Stephen Blevins is going to come home in a great second place finish. Austin Norris, man. I think they are his teammates. I think Sky Motorsports are teammates. I've been wrong the entire race. Either way, Akari Wright, your race winner. Let's get our third place driver, Austin Norris, up in here. Austin, man, do you got a copy, bud? What is up, my man? You were so close, dude, to coming out of 4 with the race win. Talk me through your night, man, because you had a great night tonight. I thought at many points you were one of the best cars. You ran up front all night. You led a lot of laps. What more there at the end could you have done to hold off Stephen Blevins and Akari Wright? Yeah, I could not believe you guys stretched it all the way to the end. Talk me through your night, though. You guys worked so well together. I mean, you, Akari, Blevins, you guys were just up front, and you guys kind of dominated. As we see, you know, usually the 0X guys at the plate tracks have kind of dominated, but tonight they didn't have it. You guys led a bunch of laps. And was that your strategy tonight? Just kind of take the reins of this race. Without a doubt, man. You had a great run tonight, though, man. You were up front all night, and I was pulling for you there at the end because the car, you won a lot of races, and I wanted to see a new winner. But man, you had a great night tonight. You know, before I let you go, who do you got to thank before I let you go, man? Because your whole team did a great job tonight.
Final. Pulling for a car to, get the championship of Kentucky next week. Thanks to my wife for, tolerating me doing this, 5 days a week, but that's about it.
Without a doubt, man. I mean, 5 days a week that's commitment for some sim racing, man. That's a lot of work, dude. You put in a lot of work in this thing, don't you?
Dude, I spent so much money on the PC, I got to get my monies out of it.
That's true. I mean, these things are expensive, and you were so close to really getting the monies out of it tonight, though. Austin Norris, everyone, your third place finish. You have a great night, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, too.
Of course. This is your third place finisher, everyone. Austin Norris. Let's get Stephen Blevins in here. Let's see what he has to say about tonight's race. Steven, you're up here in the booth. You got a copy, brother. What is up?
Yeah, man, I got you.
What's up, dude? I mean, I have been pulling for you to win one of these plate races, and you keep finishing second, man. I need to see. But talking to you tonight, man, you did so well. I mean, you dominated the first whole stint of the race. You came out there, took the race lead, and held this field behind you the whole time. But your whole team did a great job tonight. Talk me through racing that gutsy, fuel-saving call and fuel run at the end.
Well, it all started when I messed up my lap count on the first pit stop. I didn't take enough fuel to even make the stage, so then I had to, I guess, get enough fuel and might as well double pit again, and just everybody just paced it slow so we could save the fuel to make it. Yeah, I felt like we were just cruising there.
Sorry to interrupt you there, but I felt like really the whole field backed it down a lot. When I knew a lot of guys, you guys were close. You guys ran out the line, and what Austin told me, the whole field was definitely not going to make it because you guys topped off. I was really confused and surprised to see them all backing it down. Was that just like the nail in the coffin of you guys making it on fuel?
Yeah, the top off. I mean, that extra half lap. I think that was the end of it. Because it was tough to even save enough to make it there with the extra half gallon. So I figured we'd be good there at the end.
And yeah, I mean, it was close, and they were only 7 seconds back. That whole pit cycle to really gain on you there, man. You guys did a great job tonight. What more do you need there to, kind of steal a win from, Norris? And you obviously did beat Austin, but you did quite beat Akari Wright.
It's tough when we're all in the same chat and teammates. What do you do in that situation? Who do you go with? I would have done the same thing to Kari if I was third in line if I got the chance. So yeah, I should have just held back just a little bit longer. I took off early thinking I had more fuel than everybody else, but they still had enough too.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's taking off. It's these fuel games are risky, man. You never know who has enough, who doesn't. It's always And when you're in your teammate like a car, like Austin said, he's in the middle of the playoffs, and you don't want to hurt him too badly or put him in a vulnerable position, But nonetheless, you guys are the dominant team tonight, and it's awesome to see your team really dominate and seeing that, because usually these X guys they're just lights out these super speedways, but you guys tonight were the dominant cars. But before I let you go, man, not talk me through. Anyone else you'd like to shout out or sorry.
No, good, man. No, same thing, man. You guys are putting the show on, the league for running the races. Good to see everybody out here, man. Hopefully I can make some more of them.
Without a doubt, man. I hope to see you here more often. This Racing League is always putting on a show, and that is your second place finisher, everyone. Steven Blevins, you have a great night, my man.
Yeah, man. Thanks. Take it easy.
You as well. All right, everyone. Steven Blevins finishes second, and this guy he's a super speedway goat. That guy needs to get a win in one of these plate tracks. Let's get the car right. 2 wins in a row, and he's looking like the title favorite. Car right, you're up here in the broadcast booth. What is up, my man?
Hello, Gage.
How are you doing, buddy? That's back-to-back, if I believe so. And you're
entering back-to-back.
The final race of the season. You're obviously locked into the playoffs now after a win to the Final Four. Talk me through this momentum. Back-to-back is always awesome. I've had the pleasure of doing that recently, and it is no better feeling. Could you make it 3 in a row and go capture yourself a 4th win of the year and a title to go along with it?
Of course, we hope to make it 3 in a row and win that championship. I mean, it's just again, it's not just the driver; it's also the team, and this week has been definitely a team effort. Last week was a team effort too. I know we had some issues there. Chicago just being consistent. Robbie was I wouldn't say the best car because I rewatched the broadcast, and you were saying like I had to go up and herb like Eric Johnson and Jason Steptoe. So I mean, it wasn't just about the dominance, but also knowing how to drive the car. But Brian finished where he did. I think it was 3rd or something last week. We ended up getting our first win, Luminary Concept, last weekend. Just taking that, putting Tootsie on it this week, and the fuel game. When I gave up the lead, I had the most fuel out of the team, and I led us in, and just everybody was behind me trying to save. And we went up. When I went up, I had no more fuel to make it, and I got 3rd in line, just saving. And I think we all ran out right before the line. I think Steven ended up being the one with the most gas in his car. So it just, Austin went down to block Steven at the last second, and that's when he ran out, which slowed Steven down, and I was on the top lane and just powered through it. I was clutching it to the line and happened to get that win. So it really was a fuel, that last pit stop there at the end. And it wasn't a perfect day. We did have a bad math calculation before the end of the stage, and I was about a lap or 2 short on fuel there. And yeah, just conquering that and realizing that if we pit one more time with 1 to go, we win.
Yeah, but when you have those issues, right? Because you're going to have issues like that where strategy doesn't quite work out for you, or you make a mistake. We all make those mistakes. And, well, tonight you had that issue in your team, like a championship contending team. You go out there and you find a different strategy, and it's the winning strategy, right? That's what championship teams do. And tonight and last week, you talked about you put your car in the best spot. You weren't only the fastest, you put your car in the best spot. You do the same this week with the car in terms of strategy. And now you're just going to wrap it in a pretty bow and put 3 in a row, right? It's that easy.
I hope so. I don't want to jinx it. I'll knock on some wood, but this team has been really good on 1.5 mile tracks. So I hope that we can do a repeat of Chicago and go out there in Kentucky and take it.
Well, you have 3 other guys to beat. I believe it will be Drew Kuhn, Robert Tester, and Eric Johnson. So some pretty stiff competition. I think Terry Litwiller is just going to miss out barely. But do you feel like you got the advantage there? Like you said, you've been really, really strong in the 1.5 miles this year. And I think, is that going to be the bread and butter? Continue? Do you think you can beat those 3 guys?
I mean, it's gonna be hard to beat those three guys. They're all teammates. So if Robbie's in first place and I'm in second, best believe their teammates are gonna run me down as hard as they can to keep me away from them. So, and that's just I would expect that with my teammates. So, yeah, it's gonna be a hard race. It's gonna be hard fought, but if we can get in that spot and keep it up there, I believe we have a chance.
I believe you definitely do, and I think with all the momentum, you and Robbie are probably the title favorites. I would say that pretty solidly. I think you and Robbie are the title favorites entering that race. But man, I hope the best of luck to you and all your other competitors next week at Kentucky, a track that's a little tricky. I've never actually driven Kentucky on this game or even been on a race. I don't even own the track, so I have to actually purchase it. So
yeah.
But
I haven't done it in the cup car, but I've done it in the trucks, and it's definitely a tricky track. It's trickier than the triangle.
Well, if it's trickier than the triangle, man, it's gonna be one heck of a finale, man. Akari Wright. Before I let you go, let me talk. Anyone you want to shout out? Sky Motorsports, your race team. Any sponsors on the hood of this race car?
Of course, Sky Motorsports. Austin and Steven, they showed up and they showed out. We finished for the first time this season 1, 2, and 3. And Tootsie being on the car this race, the Luminary concept for last week, we put both of the cars in victory lane. I knew to put that Tootsie on there. They called me and they were like, "Hey, we won, Kansas. We want to try to win Daytona," and they did. So my girlfriend's watching. I gave the stream out to a couple other people that are watching. And yeah, we put it in victory lane again. Let's try it 3 times in a row.
Well, I appreciate you handing out the stream to other people. That's awesome, man. Keep doing that. But nonetheless, man, you have a great night, bud. I hope to see you in victory lane next week and fighting for that title.
Thank you, Gage.
All
I hope
right.
to see you and your friend next week, huh?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if old Caleb will come back.
No, tell him no more mingling for that race.
Yeah, he's a little new to all this, and it's fun though having people in the booth. It's lonely up here.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I told Robbie, I was like, I rewatched the stream and you got the commentator's curse because your friend was like, "Oh yeah, that 22 is indestructible." And he wrecked on lap 20.
Yeah, I mean I think it was like 22. It was like the worst curse possible. I mean,
the worst curse.
Caleb was, he did the.
Thank you, Gage.
Of course, man. You have a great night, and I hope to see you up here contending next week. See you next week, man.
See you next week. Thanks for commentating, doing the best you can. It's awesome. It's always awesome.
Thank you, bud. I hope to see you in victory lane next week, bud. You have a great night.
You too. See ya.
Thank you. That was your race winner, everyone. Akari Wright. 1, 2. I didn't even notice that. 1, 2, 3 finish for Sky Motorsports. And might be, without Rex, the worst day for Zero Rex. And that's saying something when they're 5th, 6th, and then 9th. It's not. What a horrible day, right? But nonetheless, entering the final race of this season, it's gonna be a fun one to watch. At the end of this season and seeing who can grab the title at the end. Austin Norris, P3, a great run from him tonight. I mean, what a fun race. We saw fuel saving isn't what we like to see a lot at plate tracks, but it was pretty exciting. We didn't know who was going to win. And if those 3 run out half a lap sooner, maybe Aaron Longworth gets a first career win. Drew Kuhn, Robert Tester, Terry Lip. I mean, it could have been really, really different. Your final 4, though, I believe is going to be Akari Wright. Once the points shake out, I don't believe Terry Litwiller did enough tonight, unfortunately, even with the stage points. Akari Wright, Drew Kuhn, Robert Tester, of course, and Eric Johnson should be your championship 4, if my math is correct. Nonetheless, I hope you all had a great evening, a great stream with us tonight. Technical difficulties a little bit with this pylon. This SDK pylon has been not working for me recently. I don't know why. But nonetheless, I hope you all enjoyed the show. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff on